How's it going, guys? It's the Big Pumpkin, and in today's video, I'll be discussing Big Lots Halloween 2022 animatronic lineup. Now, if I sound a little bit out of it in this video, it is because I am currently sick, so that's been a struggle to deal with the past couple days, but I'm feeling much better now, and I'm ready to make a video about Big Lots Halloween lineup. All this footage you see of in-store stuff, credit to Spirit 2 Guy 2 on YouTube and Instagram. I'll be sure to link him in the description below. Top link, I will link him there. He was generous enough to let me use his footage that he filmed at Big Lots a few days ago, so that is what I'll be using today as we get a good look at some of their new props that are yet to be seen in video format, and I'm excited to look at them with you guys. So without any more hesitation, let's jump right into it. Before we hop right into the videos of the props, I want to show you this little price sheet first, real quick, because as you can see, you get a view of the new life-size animatronics coming to store this year. Obviously, here you can see there's a lot of returning stuff, such as basically everything on the top row besides one, and then there are 3 new things at the bottom, one of them not even being an animatronic, but we do have the Scarecrow returning, which is nice, considering there was only 500 of them made for Big Lots last year because of the horrendous shipping issues, so it's nice to see him back, and if he goes on sale, he might be a potential pickup for me, but we'll just have to see. Anyways, we'll get started with our top one at the top being Peekaboo Polly. We have a great video of her, plus some stock photos that got leaked, so I'll be looking at those today. And also we have a brand new skeleton carrying, 2 skeletons carrying a coffin, and a woman, ghostly woman standing over a grave, which we have a video of as well. So without any more hesitation, let's get started with Peekaboo Polly, the quote-unquote 3-foot Peekaboo Penny remake.
$60, jeez. Oh, that's so crappy.
So there you just saw Peekaboo Polly, and I have to say, what a complete and utter letdown. When she first got leaked with the picture and her name, it was this picture right here, so I couldn't see the face. So I honestly thought this was going to be a one-for-one remake of Peekaboo Penny, just with different clothing, and that is not what we got here at all. This is a little 3-foot, $60 3-foot little prop, I might add, and I'm just really disappointed here. Now, the animation itself is kind of a lame jump scare even. It can't even get the jump scare that good, as it is kind of a slow pop-up. At least they could give us a fast pop-up here, but no, that is just a really lackluster jump scare that I don't even think would scare little kids, really. And the design of the skull face, too, is just really dumb looking. It's super unrealistic and really cartoony looking. And the worst thing about this prop, without a doubt, is its price tag at $60. That is ridiculous, especially for Big Lots, considering you could get some of their life-size animatronics for only around $100, which is just great pricing. But then they give us a $60 3-foot character. That is just horrendous. Really, really bad. I wouldn't even expect this from Spirit Halloween, and that is saying something, people. Now, the prop itself is just a kind of a meh little 3-foot character. It's definitely not the worst thing in the world. It could have been a lot worse, but still, $60 kind of ruins this whole thing for me. If this was priced at $30, I would completely understand, and I would think it's probably a cool little jump scare 3-foot character. You don't see any of those. But no, $60 just goes ahead and ruins the prop for me, without a doubt. And also, I'm just really let down it is not a Peekaboo Penny remake, as that is something I kind of want now after seeing this. So, overall, I'm really disappointed, and I can't say I'm a fan of this one. So, really, just not that great of a prop. And one thing I should add is that it uses Lunging Lily's audio, so that is kind of a cool thing, I guess, since I don't think that's been reused since Lunging Lily, since as far as I know, that hasn't been reused since Lunging Lily, but of course, I might be wrong, and I kind of feel like I am, but still, it is cool that they're reusing Lunging Lily's audio, as it fits the prop well. But again, that's pretty much it for Peekaboo Polly. I have to say I'm let down. And again, if this thing had a smaller price tag, I would actually think it's pretty cool. But no, $60 for this? Really? Next prop we have is Ghost Woman over Tombstone, and she's yet another Techie Toys prop that is reusing the Lady of the Grave module. Here's a video of Lady of the Grave now, so you know what I'm talking about. But seriously, Techie has used this thing so much over the past years now. I'm pretty sure they had one at Big Lots last year that used it. It was like a skeleton reaper kind of guy, but they're bringing us a new one with this very similar looking one to Lady of the Grave. But I have to say, this one's a lot more detailed and a little bit more creepy as well, and I do like the tombstone there. I'll read you what the tombstone says in a second, but right now let me just talk about the prop herself, and I do think it actually has a pretty cool design. It's white and simple just like Lady of the Grave, but the face is highly detailed and the eyes light up, which is cool. So overall, I think this might be my favorite one that uses this module. I mean, they're all pretty similar, but seriously, I still like it. Unfortunately, in the video, it looked like it wasn't working properly, but we know what it does anyways, so it doesn't really matter too much. Still, I think she is a very cool prop, and I think $145 is pretty expensive though. Considering that all the other ones sold for around $100 to $125, I think $125 would be perfect for this. It's a little bit expensive for what you're getting here, but still, you're really not going to find a full life-size animatronic in that price range very often, so still, it is a decent enough price. And if it goes on sale, it might be a potential purchase for me, but for right now, I'm not going to get it. As for her, she probably is my favorite new life-size animatronic Big Lots has this year, and I'll read you the tombstone right now. The tombstone reads, "In loving memory of Nora Gretz, born July something 18 something and died October something 1876, gone but not forgotten." So yeah, that is pretty much it for the ghostly woman over Tombstone, or whatever the hell she's called. I have to say, I think she is a decent enough animatronic, and I do like her a lot, actually. There's some very good detail on her face, and again, she just has this creepy vibe to her. So overall, a great prop from Big Lots. Our next prop, unfortunately, does not have a video, and that goes for the rest of the life-size animatronics we'll be looking at, but still, we have a brand new photo of a brand new animatronic, being the skeletons carrying a coffin. Now, I think this is really interesting and can potentially be a really, really cool animatronic here. For one, $130 actually seems like a very fair price, considering getting two 72-inch skeletons, which typically those things go for $50 to $60 each without an animatronic component, so that's really cool. And it looks like their eyes will be lighting up as well, so that's another nice feature. Now, I'm not sure if the skeletons themselves have animation, or there will be something rising out of the coffin. Now, I think that's probably the more unlikely of the answers here, as maybe you're supposed to put stuff in the coffin, or these skeletons could potentially just be a fancy table almost, like you bring this thing out for parties and you put stuff in the coffin for like drinks and food and stuff like that. That's what it could possibly be. That's something I'm possibly thinking it could be. Or it could be an actual full-blown animatronic and have something rise out of the coffin, which would make this prop really awesome in my opinion. Now, I'm not too sure about that though, considering it is $130 for two life-size standing skeletons, plus that big coffin there. So if there was something to be rising out of it, I would expect it to be a little bit more expensive, probably closer to the price of the Ghost Woman over Tombstone, or potentially even higher. So I'm not too sure if this thing is going to have that kind of animation. But if it does, I'll be really happy, and I think it'll be a really awesome prop. But I don't know, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing a video of this thing. That is pretty much it for the skeletons carrying coffins. Well, I actually just found a video of these guys, and shout out to Halloween Haunts, spelt with a Z at the end, Haunts with a Z. And basically everything I said before still stands clear, except these guys don't feature any animation at all. I was expecting at least them to have mouth animation, but they don't. And I mean, I was expecting the coffin to not move, but for $130, I really can't say this is all too worth it. But yet again, you are going to end up paying $50 to $60 for a posable skeleton, and this thing is $130, plus it comes with the coffin, and they do feature like full standing posable action, which I think is cool. So, I mean, it's kind of up to you whether you think this is worth it or not. But I am still a little bit let down that the skeletons don't even feature phrases or animation. But I don't know. $130 still seems like a decent enough price for these. The next photo of a new prop we have comes from one of those little planning sheets they leave out in their stores to show the employees where to set up things. But credit to Hauntformer for this picture here. He picked it up and showed it off while he was in a store for a store tour. But anyways, we have a brand new witch here. And it appears to be a new 12-foot witch, presumably made by Jemmy. Now, this is really interesting because Jemmy came out with two 12-foot characters this year being the mummy and the pumpkin head guy, and I really like the pumpkin head guy. But it looks like we're getting a 12-foot one at Big Lots, which is really, really interesting, considering I didn't think they would have space in most of their stores to set this thing up. Now, I'm sure it's going to only be set up in very few stores this year, as my store, I doubt, could actually fit this thing inside. But this is crazy, because this is the third towering 12-foot witch we have this year. There's one at Party City. I'm pretty sure the same one is being sold at Costco as well. And now we have this one, and of course, the Home Depot one. Now, I really don't think any of them have I don't think a single one holds a candle up to the Home Depot one. That, by far, is the best one. But it is still interesting to see we're getting a third 12-foot witch this year, which is just crazy to me. But it looks like Big Lots wants some of that 12-foot money right there. And I'm surprised Spirit Halloween is the last one to jump on with these 12-foot props. I'm sure next year they're finally going to give in, but I'm still surprised they haven't yet. Even Big Lots is doing it now, which is just crazy to me. But anyways, that is pretty much it. The witch does not look good at all herself. I really think this is probably the worst looking one. But still, I'm excited to see what it does, and it does look pretty huge. So that is going to be cool to see in stores regardless.
Tombstone Terror. I'm just teasing. It's $35. Here's a little pop-up tombstone guy.
Credit to Hauntformer for this footage again. So here we have basically a little decoration piece. It's not truly a tabletop, that's what I'm talking about here. But the reason why I'm talking about it is because it is basically Tombstone Terror from Spirit Halloween. And honestly, I think it's probably done better. The skull looks so much better on this thing. And I mean, seriously, Spirit, how could you fail this much? Obviously, it's a lot smaller and a completely different concept, but it's the same idea here, and I think that's what counts. And they even managed to pull off a better-looking skeleton inside than Spirit Halloween did, which is just crazy to me. But overall, I think for $35, this is a decent enough little tombstone prop. But that is pretty much it, everybody. So all in all, that is it for Big Lots this year in terms of their new life sizes. They have so much decorations and new tabletops that it's way too much to talk about. But I just wanted to cover their new life-size animatronics. So let's head to my outro. Alright everybody, that does it for Big Lots Halloween 2022 life-size animatronics and a few smaller little props. But all in all, I have to say Big Lots is doing a good job with the life-size animatronics. Obviously, most, if not all, are techie and Pan-Asian creations. I guess we did have that one life-size Gemmy witch, but I'm guessing that's Gemmy. It might be Pack as well. I just don't know. But anyways, I think it is still very interesting with what we're getting this year, and it's nice to see another smaller little store getting life-size animatronics. I really hope they continue with this, and they just get more each year. I really do think they should have at least 5 in the future per year. I think that'd be cool. And again, just really, if they go all in with the life-size animatronics, we could have another contender here for the top spot that basically Spirit Halloween, Home Depot, and Party City are all fighting for right now. I don't think Big Lots will really ever reach there, but still, I do encourage them to keep doing life-size animatronics as they are bringing us pretty good ones. And I'm happy Techies props, or Techies freelance props as I like to call them, have a place to be sold that is close to me at least, so if there's ever one I want, I could always buy it. But still, all in all, pretty decent year for Big Lots, and I have to say, a majority of the new life sizes are really cool. So that's going to be it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, this is Big Slay Pumpkin, signing out.